Chris, are you satisfied with that?
Satisfied's probably not quite the word, but we'll take the win. And you know, we didn't quite play how we wanted to, particularly in that second half. But I think at the end of the day, we've got the result that we were after.
Plenty of tackling to do, wasn't there?
Yeah. No, we definitely weren't shy of making a few tackles tonight.
What have you made of the experience of these two local derbies then coming in from the outside?
Oh, I think first and foremost for Welsh rugby, it's I think it's a real spectacle that's happened. Particularly, you know, the last 3 games that we've played, the Blues and Scarlets back to back. So, you know, with that in mind, I think it bodes well for Welsh rugby. Probably a little bit tense tonight, a little bit too close for my liking, but you know, again, we'll take the win.
Are you concerned about the scrimmage, which has been a real Ospreys strength traditionally, and maybe the new laws this season aren't quite working in your favour? Yeah,
I think that's pretty part of it. I'd be lying if I said to you that I'm happy with where the scrum's at. Again, we're just having a chat with the boys in there. There's a couple of fundamentals that we've got to get right. Yeah, there's a couple of things there in the scrum in terms of the interpretations that we've just got to get clear around, but we'll have a chat with Nigel after the game about that.
Got some experienced old heads in that scrum, though. The old dogs need to learn new tricks for the changes.
There's a little bit of that, but again, it's still just, you know, scrummaging comes down to some core fundamentals, and I'll be probably guilty of not really nailing a couple of those off. So again, we'll just, you know, we keep working away at it each week, but you know, and I think again, you know, I think you've got to give credit where credit's due. The Scarlets scrum was very good, and again, you know, they showed tonight, as they did last week, that they're force to be reckoned with around that. And again, I was pretty happy with the way that we ended up starting to make inroads in that second half.
Pro 12 challenge is obviously really still there. Heineken Cup less so. Is the Pro 12 now your priority? How do you approach Europe next week?
No, we've never say never, and there's a couple of results that could potentially go away. We tip over Northampton, and a couple of other results go away. You never know. So again, we're definitely chucking our hand into the ring, and again, you know, exciting times to be home. Our fans deserve a really strong performance. I mean, they came out and supported us in numbers tonight, which was awesome. But again, next week, you know, we'll definitely be putting our best team out.
Ashley, what was it like to play in that game?
I know they're great to play up in them derby games. You're up against boys who you get to know over the years, and you know, especially the last 3 games, we've beaten the Blues, Scarlets twice, so there's a bit of bragging rights going on. But you know, they're great to play, and especially when the fans turn out.
Plenty of attacking opportunities for yourselves in the first half. Enjoy that poacher's try there.
Yeah, don't normally find myself round by there, but I think I was going to rush of blood from seeing Webby doing it all game, so it sneaked over in the end.
And of course you needed that platform, didn't you, with the way they came back?
Oh, you know, for the first half, the boys were great. We went out and we done stuff which we'd said we'd do all week. It was just, you know, the second half end we let ourselves slip a little bit and we didn't quite do what we wanted to, and luckily enough we done what we had to in the first half.
What about Europe now? Northampton next week, a few familiar faces in their side.
Yeah, that's it, you know, but you don't look at the players, you look at all the team, and for us it's a great opportunity to turn over a team which are doing well in the English League. So if we can turn them over here, it shows what kind of stuff we can do and how we've let ourselves down in the first 2 games.
And of course important times for all the players looking to throw their hats in the ring for Six Nations places.
Yeah, to be honest, it's not one of them things you go out and think about the Six Nations. It's, you want to do well for the Ospreys, and you want to improve in front of the coaches and show the coaches year first what you can do, and hopefully get picked for the week after. So, you know, it's not too worried about that at the minute.
Ashley, are we hoping that George North stays on the wing next week, or?
Oh, you know, if George wants to come in field, it's one of them things you've got to put up with it. And you know, we haven't got anyone who would shy away from it. So, if George decides to come in, he comes in.
Chris, where did that game change? I mean, you were in control there at half-time, 14-3. How did
Yeah, there's a momentum shift in that second half. I thought we came out and started pretty well, but again, a couple of the balls didn't quite go in our way, and you know, we were sort of on the front foot a bit, and then ended up deep in our half. And again, it just little slight things like that, and it shifted momentum. And again, we just stopped playing a bit, you know, and we ended up just defending a hell of a lot.
Yeah, was there concern there at the end, obviously with the yellow card, and a lot of decisions were going their way?
Yep. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't tight, but you know, I think the key thing is that we had trust in our ability to, particularly around our defence. And again, it's just a matter of just trusting in the systems. And I think pretty well the boys had some good discipline around there at times. And you know, we've just got to keep learning as a group. We're only still a young side, and we just got to keep banking away what we're trying to do. But I think when it counts, we stepped up, and I think that's the, you know, for me, that's the story of tonight.
Chris, did Justin Tipper play with Joel? Did it sort of change things a little bit with the different sort of player coming in? And also for next week, is Ryan Jones back in contention for Northampton?
First and foremost, I think, you know, Tyler coming into the team was always going to be a possibility, and given the fact that obviously with Tips' his wife being pregnant and ready to deliver at some stage, we knew that was potentially going to happen. Key thing is that Tyler was always going to have a role in this game, and he was always going to be at 6. So we were sort of already had that covered. The transition, in fair credit to the boys of back 3, particularly that back row, they covered that really well. They handled that really well tonight. As far as where Jug's at, again, he's progressing nicely, and you know, again, his body seems to heal pretty well. So again, we'll just assess where he's at the end of sort of tonight, tomorrow.
Sam Lewis is staying here now. How big a bonus is that for you?
Oh yeah, no, it was great. It was never in doubt, mate.
Was Reece Webb a injury substitution?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Webby tightened up there. As you saw, there was a bit of strapping on his knee. Again, I'm not really qualified to talk about what it is, but at the end of the day, we had a fresh, you know, we had a fresh Tom Haverfield ready to go. So, you know, there's no reason not to put him out there.
You've been told before the Blues game, Chris, that you've had three derby wins over the festive period. You've been pretty happy with that?
Yeah, we definitely, as a group, we targeted these 3 games. We knew that if we could come out pretty well, that we'd be in a good spot in the rubber. And, you know, be a credit to the boys. You know, we've put it on them. They've had some big weeks in between Christmas and New Year's, some big games, and they've come out on top. So, you know, we're really proud of the group. You know, you never ever, in my experience, this my small time that I'm here, you've never question or expect anything less than the best effort from the Ospreys boys. We've just got to make sure that from a performance point of view that we just keep getting better at what we're doing.
Second spot in the table going into the new year, it's a pretty healthy position.
Absolutely, and you know, we've got some big games coming, and you know, it's been alluded to around the Six Nations, you know, teams getting selected shortly. So again, you know, it's just important that we came out of this side of it in pretty good nick, and we've done that.
Ashley, you are second, as you say, but do you feel, I mean, you both sound fairly subdued about it. Do you think, does that reflect that you're a long way from where you think you should be in terms of the level you can play at?
Yeah, you know, the way we train during the week and the way we speak about how we want to play, you know, we do let ourselves down when we're out there, especially attacking wise, where, you know, we want to play rugby, and sometimes you can't do that because defence is these days there. It's where you used to bust the line and you'd be on the front foot and you could go wide. This sort of stopped now. You've got people coming round and they're flying up in the 13 challenge trying to spook you all the time. So, you know, we've experienced that a couple of times, and it's just getting used to it, I think. And once we sorted that out, you know, the forwards, you can't ask for anything better from them because they're always putting you on that front foot. So it's just about us stepping up and improving in that area.
Do you think you can get better then in the second half of the season?
Yeah, you know, there's always room for improvement. You know, like Chris said, we're a young bunch, and you know, the backs are a bit younger again than the forwards. I think between Fuss and Bish, they're the two that push the age up. So with that, you know, we're always willing to learn, and Griff's a great coach, so it's just taking time, and hopefully we'll get it all sorted.
Do you owe Northampton one after losing up there?
Yeah, you know, I think we owe Northampton and Leinster. We both owe them both one because, you know, we let ourselves down in both games at home especially. So, you know, when teams come to us, we don't want to go out there sort of expecting to lose, but at the minute we're confident we come back on the back of 3 big derby wins, and you know, they're tough as it is. So hopefully we go there next week and show what we can do.